What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode and another podcast episode today. I'm having another homie back. You used to know him as Ace's official last time he came in and talked about his prostatitis issues, but today we'll welcome him in as Ryan. Ryan, welcome back to my channel, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. So today, guys, listen, we're gonna have an update on Ryan's issues when it comes to his prostatitis and what he has gone through. Because if I am remembering correctly, well, we're gonna get into it. I was gonna ask you a question, but we're gonna get into it. But guys, for everyone who has been listening, whoever's been watching, don't forget that you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Always watch these videos on 4K, but today is gonna be in 1080p. I usually say that, but you're across the globe, so that's gonna be the case. But you can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music. So, guys, today we have a couple of topics we're gonna discuss. Right, we're gonna get into this prostatitis update with Ryan, and also he has some news he wants to share on some business he's working on. But stick around so you can listen to it. So, hey man, Ryan, what's going on, brother?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I'm excited to have you back.
Thank
Because
you.
it's been a while. We've been planning this for some time now. But I want people to get an update from your issues and your what you believe was your prostate issues. Tell people about that after we left off. With the issues that, by the way, the people really reciprocated back on my YouTube channel. A lot of men connected with you
Yeah.
with what you were suffering from. So tell us what happened after that. How are you doing now with your issues? And then give us an update.
So yeah, like I just want to shout out first of all to everyone that did, tune in to the other episode, and obviously to everyone that actually reached out to me personally, because I actually had some people that messaged me on Instagram as well, looking to connect and just
That's
basically
awesome.
to ask for some help. So, shout out to all of you as well. Some of them would actually message me like all the time, but I guess that their symptoms have, like resided since, they don't message me so much anymore, or maybe they just wanted to give me a little break. But I'd just like to say that I remember when it came to me, remember I was actually reaching out to you a lot, and at times,
Yeah,
I was actually feeling, like the lowest point I've ever been in my life, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But what's really helped me, because obviously the last time that I came on a podcast, I said that I was at least like 99% healed at that time. But it just felt like I was stuck at 99%, like absolute most, I would have been like 99.9, but there was still like the tiniest feeling of discomfort. But I've literally been 100% healed for like how many months now? You know what I mean? Like
right.
since last year, like not the beginning, but like middle of last year. And what's really helped me is fasting, right? So I went on Reddit communities, and like when you're looking for success stories, there's not a lot of success stories on there. But a success story that I saw is around fasting, right? So there's different types of fasting, but when I basically done some more research into it, I heard about a fruit fast, right? But it's a mono fruit fast. So that's when you only choose one fruit and then you eat that for X amount of weeks or X amount of days. So I basically done like a 28-day fast on watermelon only, right? Just a watermelon fast, right? For
So
28
what's the
days.
purpose of that? Why is it just one
It
fruit?
clears out because when you there's a reason. I can't quite remember the reason, but it's just better to eat one fruit and to stick to one fruit. I can't quite remember it, so I don't want to go
Interesting.
off and try and explain it when
Yeah,
I can't remember it. But if
right.
you guys watch Yaki Awakened, YAHKI, I think Awakened. Hopefully I spelled it right. I think I spelled it wrong, but anyway, it's YAKHI, I think, Awakened. Watch him and type in watermelon fast, and then he'll be able to explain all of the benefits better than me. But it basically helps you to regenerate your body and to regenerate your cells, like all of your old cells, like it regenerates them, right? So
Watermelon is a fruit with has a lot of water. Literally, watermelon has a lot of
but it
most of
also
the
has so
fruit is
much
water.
minerals. Apparently it
Yeah.
has so much minerals that, like, well, this is what Yaki Awaken said anyway. He said that like scientists can't tell you all of the minerals that there is because there's so much minerals in it that they
Oh,
can't
that's
tell you all of the
hmm.
minerals, because literally like millions. But
I gotta
anyway,
do my research on that.
yeah. Do your research on it. But what do you call it? Grapes as well, bro. I done a grape fast. I done a 28-day grape fast, and that's actually been known to cure like fourth stage cancer as well. Like there's a book called a Grape Manifesto, right? And it's where people go on a grape fast and they eat grapes for like 28 days, and then they're good. They no longer have cancer, and like they could literally be on fourth stage as well. So that's why I'm like, look, let me give this fast a go. Like the absolute like grand master of them all is like the water fast, right? But you know, when it comes to water fasting,
Tough.
like a lot of people find it tough. And if you get hungry from time to time, you can't physically like eat anything. But with
Yeah,
the watermelon, you can eat like, you know, as much of it as you kind of want. So
yeah.
within a day, I'll have like a whole watermelon, but just that's basically it. And then I get my water and I'm still kind of eating something. And then when it came to the grape fast, I done a 28-day grape fast separate to that, like 2 months down the line. And that was literally just grapes, like for 28 days. It was black grapes. So a lot of places you go to, you're gonna find them seedless. It doesn't really matter. It's obviously better to get seeds, but just because they're seedless, it doesn't mean that they're GMO. It just means that they're hybrid grown. So that they're not GMO, they're just hybrid grown. But
So
that would also help. Go ahead.
So I this is that's interesting because fasting. I've even heard of, like I've read on a lot of posts that fasting actually helps kill like cancer cells and stuff like that because in general because like you're not feeding the cancer cells so eventually so I heard that fasting can be really good for like a certain amount of time, like it's actually healthy for your body. Obviously there's different type of fastings that you can do, but the more natural stuff you put into your body, I feel like the more like you'll wash away and you'll clean your system out from any other like toxics and stuff like
The
that, or
body
like
can heal
things
itself.
that
Like
feed, yeah, things
it
that
could
feed the cancer cells and stuff.
Yeah, like the body, you know, like the body can heal itself, and obviously, like modern day medicine and stuff like that, like they're not gonna push, what do you call it, holistic approaches on you because they're trying to sell medication, right? So they're not gonna push,
It's a
uh,
billion-dollar industry, man.
probably like $1 trillion industry. But yeah,
Yeah,
like they're not gonna tell you, like about the natural ways. So you kind of got to do your research yourself. And a lot of people might look at you like you're crazy when you say, "Oh, I'm going to do like a month water fast." Some people have done like 90 days watermelon fasts, right? So
yeah,
if you're like, I'm going to do like, so I'm like 28 days is nothing. Like there's literally like people doing 90-day watermelon fast, like older
right,
people too, like 50, 60 plus, right? And
yeah,
there's a guy from the UK. He lives in New York now. I can't remember his name, but I wish I did so I could have shouted him out on this. But he has like loads of different videos on YouTube where he's like a fruitarian, so he only eats fruits, right? And he's been doing that for so many years, and he's never got sick since he's only ate fruit. He's never ever been sick
yeah.
one day since
It
then.
reminds me of the
And he's
Daniel
super,
fasting.
super, yeah, and he's super, super healthy, like super healthy. You would think he's younger than he is. I think he's like 60. You'll think he's like 40 at least,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, bro, like I'm like, why not try fasting? Because I think at the end of the day, it was a lot of inflammation in the body. I
Mhm.
tried many different things. I've done so much research, like months and months on end. I remember like I was literally in my room at one point, like, like just super depressed dealing with this, like to the
I
point where
remember when
every
you
day,
called me, man. I remember when you called. I don't want to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I remember
yeah,
when you called me, bro. Yeah, and you were telling people that are right now. Like when you called me, we had like an
I
hour
felt
conversation
suicidal,
right
bro, for
away.
the first
We
time in
had,
my life.
bro, we had like an hour conversation, an hour or some change conversation. We talked about that. But can you remind the people like what were your symptoms that you feel like you were suffering from that had you depressed? Like what was it so you can remind them so they can remember like what was going on through your mind, through your body, physically and mentally.
It's just the pain, bro. Like, like just dealing with that pain, especially as a man, we're not
Where'd you feel the
used to.
pain?
Where did I feel the pain? Bro, like in the beginning, I felt the pain in the scrotum, which is, like
Mm,
the testes. I felt the pain. Um, in the back passage, I felt the pain.
yeah.
Between the scrotum and the back passage, I felt the pain in the penile
Oh.
tip. I felt that a lot in the penile tip. Man, I was like, damn, like, is this the end of, is this
Is
the
this
end of
the end
the,
of your manlyhood?
the end of the King Kong anaconda?
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
You're hey, no Diddy.
no
No
Diddy,
Diddy.
right? You
No
don't hit him
Diddy.
with the no Diddy. But I was like, yeah, bro, like this is not good. So that made me really depressed,
I
as I said,
I
especially for a man that's, been pretty active, and I don't mean
yeah,
like physically active, but active in other areas for
actually
most of
active,
his life. Yeah, sexually active.
right.
It was quite a hard thing to come to terms with because I felt like I was just stuck in it because it went on for so long. I'm like,
Mm,
okay, this is my life. The more stories that I read in the forums, I'm hearing people struggling for 10, 20, 30,
yeah.
40 years. I'm like, if these people have been struggling for that long, and it seemed like it was like 90% of them in there, I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no hope. It's just something I'm gonna have to just deal with and manage. I
Yeah.
started journaling as well, guys. Journaling helped me so much. A lot of it is to do with mind over matter as well. So like that's what I've read up on as well. There's a book called this.
For this
The
type of
greatest
stuff.
self-help book is written by you guys. Get this, like
Yo,
that
that's
really,
dope.
really helped me. Like I
That's really
went
cool.
through, bro. As soon as I started journaling, I started to feel better because it allowed me to calm down and it actually allowed me to, kind
Express
of connect
yourself,
with
right?
myself a little bit more. And
Yeah.
even on like a spiritual level, right? Like that's like your root chakra. That area is your root chakra. So I feel like I needed to fix, my energy to then help heal, that area in my body, right? So the way that I done that is through journaling, is through fasting, and it's just basically through like, I guess like, self-development, but kind of like on an extreme level, but that's really what helped me.
So, quick question.
Because
So,
the
do you
doctors
believe?
did try to throw, sorry to cut you, but the doctors did try
Right.
to throw the Cipro and all these other drugs down my throat. But when
Yeah.
I've actually read that people have been, floxed by these medicines, I'm like, I'm not touching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these medicines are like, they got black box warnings on them. I'm not touching any
Yeah.
medicine like that. You must be wild. That's not even medicine to me. That's straight poison. So I just, yeah, cured myself. But anyway,
Right.
I'm stretching,
Uh,
guys. Stretching. Go ahead.
Stretching. You're doing the, what is that called? The
Kegel
floor.
exercise, yeah, like just like,
Okay,
well,
there is some
people say like Kegel exercises, but I just do like
Kegel. I heard yeah as well. So
I just do
pelvic
like
pelvic floor exercise stretches, and
that's what I
I
do.
talked to my community about that, like pelvic floor stretchings, dieting. I One of my friends that had been suffering, actually before I even found out I was suffering from prostatitis. I found out that he was suffering from prostatitis, but his is very correlated with the food he eats, which
Yeah,
is very
change
interesting.
your
So the
diet
fact that
too.
you're mentioning, cleansing yourself and dieting is very important, because there are some people, not all, we all, I feel like prostatitis issues, they come in different manners, in different ways. Some
Yeah,
of them are non-bacterial, some of them are bacterial. But in this case, my friend, he was affected by the things if he ate spicy food, if he ate fatty foods or greasy foods, it would affect his prostate, right? And the way it would feel. So I was like, man, that's kind of wild, because I'd never put that two and two together. Now, there isn't a lot of research that correlates the two together, but there's a lot of people that have talked and opened up about the importance of like what you eat can affect your prostate. So
yeah.
hopefully in the future we can get more research when it comes to that. But I was going to ask you, so do you believe a lot of the depression was because of like your manly parts? Because as a man, your penis, your scrotum, kind of obviously in the scientifical manner, it determines you as a man, right? That's how you are male or female, right? So, was that one of the reasons why you felt depressed? I want you to open up a little bit more, because a lot of people that have gone through this, man, and a lot of men
Oh,
are
that's going
suffering a
through this.
lot,
Yeah,
and that depression is real, bro. Like in my case, when I was suffering from prostatitis, I was, I think for like 6 months, like I wasn't able to ejaculate. I wasn't able to do anything. Yeah, I was going, because I would have so many symptoms and it would
and
just
my
feel
one would just
so
be
bad.
pain. Yeah, just
It was
pain.
just pain, man, painful, So yeah, so what was that like? You feel like that was where the depression was coming from? From
Funny,
uh
funny enough, like what's really interesting is I think like I was kind of like dealing with it before, like already kind of thing. Like, when it comes to, like just I don't really like to use the word depression too much, but like, like just dealing with like
You
mental
were in
health.
a certain mind space that was not
I was,
positive.
yeah, or just dealing with my mental health, you know what I mean? So for
Right.
me, it's like, yeah, and that led me to kind of, yeah, like have the encounter that I had, and then that kind of brought on all of the symptoms. So I feel like, it was just a lot of things going on, like at that time. But as I said, journaling really, really helped me. And no, I wouldn't say, I would say yes. Like since like when the problems came, like 100%, like that made everything a lot worse, because as I said, it's not a feeling that I've ever experienced before. And there's no studies on it. It's like, well, there is studies, but there's not a lot of studies, as you said. So it's
Yeah,
not like
not a
you
lot
could
of
go to the
research.
doctors, yeah, and then the doctors can be like, you have this, and the way that you treat it is by doing this. There was none of that. So it was like I had to find everything myself. I had to watch countless YouTube interviews. I've had to reach
Oh
out to,
yeah.
like reach out to like specialists and stuff like that just to try and figure out what's going on. In even a lot of the specialists, like they try to
Right.
charge a lot of money, like just for a consult. And I'm like, you know, like there must be another way. So I just started researching, like, you know, how to, you know, cure certain things. And I'm like, if people can cure cancers through fasts and everything else, and if the guy in the community that said that he cured his CPPS through it, then I could too, right? And CPPS is chronic pelvic pain syndrome. That's also
Hmm.
basically what this is, because
Right.
only 5% of cases are actually bacterial. And this is something that from
People
everything,
tell me that. People tell me that I'm lucky all the time.
bro, from listen, like from everything that I researched, like I swear, like I could start like my own community or focus group like today, and just from the top of my
Yeah.
head, I'll be able to fucking tell you everything that you need to know about, you know, CPPS, about bacterial prostatitis, everything. That's how much research that I've done. It's like when I say I've done
Right.
months on end on this, I've done months on end, like every single day, treating this like a
I
nine to
remember
five.
that.
Like a 9 to 5, bro. I wake up early in the morning. I won't finish and come off the computer till like 5, 6 p.m. just to try and figure out what's going on and how to help myself, how to cure myself, right? So anyway, and then like basically what I done is I made a PowerPoint presentation, right? So I still use PowerPoint presentation. I know there's other tools out there, but I use PowerPoint. And I basically made a presentation of like a guide. So I called it like a full CPPS guide, right? So I came up with food and herbs that I can have that will help me. I came up with all of the tests that you could take that could like rule things out. So I put completed and non-completed because I done quite a few different kind of tests. I didn't do any like what's it called, cystopy, or however you say it, where you put that thing like down your area. I didn't opt for that because that actually causes strictures for a lot of people as well. And strictures is another problem, because if you have too much strictures in the penile area, now you got to have surgery, and strictural
Yeah.
surgery again has a very, very high failure rate. Literally, like I think it's something as crazy as like 90 or 89% of people would fail within the first operation. So then you've got to heal for how many weeks or months, and then you've got to go back again to have them cut you again to try and remove the to try and fix the stricture. And then they might even have to take skin from other parts of your area, like, you know, like your leg, other parts of your body to put there to actually build back up your tissue. And yeah, some people, they don't ever get an erection again after that, and all kind of crazy stuff. So I'm like, I'm
No,
definitely
it's
not.
a lot of yeah. I heard even myself when I did my research because the doctor recommended it. Even then, I was like, I'm
It's
a
not worth
team
it.
player, but not right now. Right now, I need
It's not
to,
worth it.
yeah.
It's not worth it.
So
And then obviously, I put down causes as well, and then treatment, right? So I didn't have chronic bacterial prostatitis, right? I had CPPS. So sorry, I didn't have chronic bacterial prostatitis. I just had CPPS, which is chronic pelvic pain syndrome, which is just prostatitis, right? It's not the bacterial one. It's the one that
yep,
most people have. So
it's
then
not
obviously,
bacterial. Yep.
yeah. So then obviously I another one as well that people don't know is uroplasma could also cause it. And uroplasma is not tested for a lot of the time in you know, sexual health tests and in doctors and hospitals.
Right.
So you got to get a private test to test uroplasma. Luckily enough, I didn't have to, because by the time I was thinking of going down that route, I was getting better anyway. But uroplasma is like very, very, very small pieces of bacteria that most people have in them anyway. Especially if you're a male, you actually start developing uroplasma from like the age of 10 to 11, you know, when you start hitting puberty. But if you get too much uroplasma, too much buildup of uroplasma, it can actually cause you symptoms as well, right? And you got to have a special PCR test. Yeah. So a sensitive test to actually test your urine to see if you've got uroplasma. And apparently those tests aren't even 100% accurate anyway. Right. But a lot of the time, people might have a buildup of uroplasma. Right. So I put uroplasma down as like a possible cause. I put muscle tension down, nerve damage, and then stricture. So I know it's not a stricture, of course. When it comes, and even with stricture, sometimes you don't know, but the way that you can check is if you look at your area, and if you get erect, if it bends too much and stuff, like that's not good. You may have a stricture. It shouldn't be like super bendy and curvy and stuff like that. You know what I
Like
mean?
a banana,
I
or
guess a
even
little
more.
bit, like a little bit is all right, but if it bends like too much and stuff, you might have,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
Oh,
might have
that's
a stricture.
interesting.
And then obviously, like, you know, like the doctor checked it out as well, and you know, felt around, was like, yeah, nah, like it doesn't seem like you got a stricture. Pause. But and then obviously, yeah, like, you know,
If it
as I
bends
said,
like Beckham, bro, if it bends like Beckham, you gotta slow it
hey,
down.
look, Hey, look, shout out to David Beckham. But obviously, I crossed out uroplasma, I crossed out stricture, and then I just put it down to either muscle tension or nerve damage, right? So I'm like, okay, if it's nerve damage, there's not really much that I could do. If it's muscle tension, all I gotta do is like pelvic floor stretches and yoga. So basically, the treatment plan was pelvic floor stretches, yoga, sitz baths, which is what I also done. So that's when you have sea salt added to your bath and also Epsom salt, right? It relaxes the
Oh, I
muscles.
heard it. Yep.
I done journaling. I'm gonna lie if I say I done meditation. I've got it here, but I've never really done full meditation. But I've definitely done journaling. I definitely done yoga, and I definitely done pelvic stretches. I changed my diet, as I mentioned. I didn't go super clean, but I done fast and stuff like that. Acupuncture is also something else that can help, and dry needling. I didn't do any of them. Lucky enough, I didn't need it by the time I got better. Getting 8 hours of sleep helps as well. Then there's something else called TENS therapy. So that's like where they send like you can get a device that sends small electric shocks to your body, and that takes the focus of pain away from that area. Then you could have a sauna as well. That's good. Massages are good. Drinking 4 liters of water a day as well is good. You could also do biofeedback. So that's where they like basically test different muscles down there to see basically like where the issue's coming from.
Well, that's
Breathing
interesting.
exercise can help. Actual prostate massage can help as well, which I actually didn't do. So yeah, what helped me is the pelvic floor stretching, the yoga, the sitz bath, the journaling, the diet, and yeah, getting a little bit more sleep and obviously drinking more water. That's basically what helped me.
So before we continue, I do want to say
Quite
for
a
the
lot.
people listening or watching, and yeah, first of all, we are not medical experts, right? We are just sharing our experience with you guys. I know a lot of you guys can be, I wouldn't say a lot of you guys, but there's some people that are sensitive to these topics because, it's medical terms and medical things. Well, what we're doing here is sharing our experience. And the reason I brought Ryan back on is so he can share his experience on what helped him. Again, remember, every case is different, so you gotta, talk to your doctor or maybe try to do what he did, which is a lot of research, which is how maybe you guys found me on YouTube, how Ryan found me, how I found other content creators, other people to try to help me, right? So just remember that throwing that disclaimer out there so you guys or a lot of people out there don't be like, yo, this works, this is the heal. No. We are just trying to help you guys with our stories and our experiences. But so what you're saying though, Ryan, going back to your discussion, is changing your lifestyle, right? Which what I've always preached on my channel. Make sure you change your lifestyle, the way you eat, have some discipline, right? Because you wanted answers. You wanted to see what could help you. So you went through a trial of 30 days and fasting, see if that helped you, right? I think a lot of for people who suffer from a lot of issues, even when it comes to prostatitis in general, or even in health issues, you have to have trials and periods of times where you're like, what else could help me? What can I do? And I think a lot of the times what helps people is the change in lifestyle, the change in diets, sleeping better, being less stressful. You know what? Stress and mental health is so important because when I was suffering, before I was suffering from bacterial prostatitis, I remember when I used to be very stressed, you kind of tighten your muscles up and you could
Yeah.
feel like the
Yes.
you tighten your muscles up
Yes.
in your scrotum section or your
Yes.
you clench your cheeks, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That can be a cause of your issues too. So maybe stress could be a reason as to why you're
Yes.
suffering from prostatitis or CPPS, as you know your name. So, right?
And bro, like even sometimes, like now as a, as in like, like a month or well, not a month, but probably like 2 or 3 months ago, like I experienced like, say for example, like I wouldn't really say urine retention because that's like when your urine can't really come out, but I just found it a lot harder to,
Oh,
pass urine.
P hesitancy, hesitancy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you'll be hesitant to come out, kind of thing.
Bro, super hesitant. I'm talking about I could be standing up
Mm,
for like 5, 10 minutes, bro. And it's like, but I know that the mind is linked to it a lot. Like there's actually a link, to your mind and and down there. So it's like, yeah, whenever I felt like a little bit uneasy or I had like, too much stress going on in the mind, then yeah, when it came to actually trying to pass urine, bro, it was very hard. And sometimes I'm like, damn, because I'll do everything to try and take my mind out of the situation. So I'm thinking about me being on a beach somewhere. I'm doing everything to try and like dissociate my mind with what's really going on. But it was hard. It was hard. And it would take me a long time to just stand there and just really try and get my mind off of the situation. And sometimes,
right.
as I said, it will take 5 to 10 minutes just for me to pass a little bit of urine and all of it won't come out still. You know, it'll
Right.
take me that long just to pass a little bit, and I still don't feel like it's fully emptied. So I did also have that horrible. But yeah, bro, it's a lot to do with the mind. That's why now I don't let nothing stress me out. And to be honest, I've been living stress free for a long time, for many years. But now, especially now, I'm not going to put up with any kind of unnecessary stress, like any kind of
Amen,
unnecessary
brother.
dramas, like from anyone
Yeah.
or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like if it causes too much peace of mind, it's not worth the price, right?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.
And it generally affects my health. So I
Yeah.
can't I can't even afford to do that anymore. You know, I can't
I
afford to,
respect that. I
yeah,
respect that so much. I respect that so much. I've always I even talk about this in my podcast, a lot on my YouTube channel. I just want to have a lot of peace when it comes to my life now because I know that things around me can affect my health issues, especially
of
now that I'm
course.
more sensitive to a lot of different
Yeah,
little things. It can affect me in a big way, and mental health is so important when it comes to managing your health issues, or it can make something small even bigger, right? Like when you have all that stress or you're anxious, anxiety can even, squeeze your muscles a lot, all that tension. I mean, it's so bad to the point where, like, for example, for me, even when I have interviews one time, like couple, I had an interview one time, and I remember I was so tense, bro, but my body naturally was tensing up from anxiety that eventually after the interview, I felt physical pain
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
all the stress and all the tension that I was like
yeah,
building and creating on myself
yeah.
without me even realizing I was just anxious. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you saying that. So all in all, then, uh, what helped you was just so for people can go out there, basically natural medicine, holistic medicine, whatever you want to call it, natural ways, right? Try
Natural
that.
ways. Yeah, natural ways.
Natural ways. So you're dieting, you're sleeping. You also mentioned you're drinking a lot of water, which is really, really good to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
Sleeping, which is very important. A lot of the work that your body requires, your body does when you're sleeping. If you guys have done your research, you guys, would know that. What else? Are the other things you said? Journaling. So writing things down and keeping up with what's going on in your life. Would you say that's what helped you the most, Ryan?
Definitely, 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 definitely. Like all of those things, yeah, definitely helped me the most. And also having an abundant mindset, you know. So in my life, I have an abundant mindset with everything. You know, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. That book really, really helped me to develop this mindset. So if you guys haven't read that, I definitely recommend you pick it up. But it's just like rather than having a scarcity mindset and being like, okay, you know, things are scarce and I might not, get to where I want to get to. Just have that abundant mindset and realize that there's abundance everywhere, right? Realize that there are success stories out there. Realize that there's probably more people that are success stories within this than people that are not success stories, like within whatever pain that they're dealing with. They're just not in the forums now because they're good,
Their
they're healed.
success.
They want to
That I
leave
heard.
it,
I read that.
bro. They want to leave it behind them. Whereas with me, like again, do I really like talking about this? Not too much, because subconsciously I feel like down there could be listening, and
Yeah.
down there could feel like I might want to, I might want to tense up a little bit or something. So I try not
Right.
to talk about it other than when it's to help people out. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, guys, always remember that it's just like people that have healed themselves, they're not going to be spending time in the forums anymore. They just want to forget about it and
Yeah.
live their life. So you're only going to see people that are struggling in these forums. So I would say, like, try and keep away from, no, I wouldn't say that actually, because I learned a lot from the forums, and it's the forums that have really helped, and it's the forums that have
That's epic.
information that you're not really going to find on Google and stuff like that, because you're actually getting information from real people. But
Right.
don't dwell on the forums and don't like spend so much time looking at the negative stories. Try and find as much success stories as you can. Do you know what I mean? And then like just study it, study it, study it, study
Yeah.
it. Even read like studies online. Like I read different studies online and clinical trials online and everything. Like do everything that you can. Like watch many different YouTube videos. Like just scour the internet. Even hashtag, CPPS, for example, on on TikTok or Instagram,
Yeah.
or yeah, TikTok or Instagram. Like just do everything that you can to find people that are dealing with this, and that are healed or that are healing people. Do all of that.
Yeah.
And be
I
careful of
appreciate that.
charlatans at the same time. Like if people are trying to take money off you for stuff like that, like just be very aware. Obviously, I know that there are people that do this full time, so they obviously need to earn a living and an income, which is obviously understandable. But but don't like, spend money on like weird pills and stuff like that, like,
Yeah.
these Chinese pills apparently that can help you out and like all this type of stuff, man. Like, don't do that, man. Like, just fast your body. Like, that's one of the ancient ways. Like, that's like an ancient way that's been going on since the beginning of time that people have been healing themselves from, is literally
Yeah.
just through fasting. So yeah.
That's good, man. I appreciate you sharing that, bro. And I think you
Thank you,
said a
bro.
lot of important things when it comes to that. I know it's not easy to open up, and I appreciate you sharing that to my channel because I feel like a lot of people um, needed to hear that. A lot of men need to hear that. And a lot of men need to be having these discussions we are having. They're not easy. It affects our manlyhood. Affects our livelihood.
But that's why I would
And
say talk to other men.
yeah,
Talk
right,
to other men as well. Like,
right,
right. So I have nothing against, speaking to females about your problems. But for me personally, what's helped is to speak to other men that are in the same situation as you, or that actually, have the time or that care about you, right?
right.
So try and find people like that, because most people, they're not really going to care about what you're going through, like, because they can't feel it, right? So how can they physically care about it? They can't physically because they're not feeling it. So yeah, just find people that are going through what you're going through and that have a positive mindset as well, because you don't want to find people that just always complain about the pain and they feel stuck because they're not going to help you. So you want to find people that are on the healing journey, that have healed, stuff like that, right? And make sure you speak to them. If you find it hard to access people like that, then yeah, as I said, like, just try and find like positive like male support groups, or speak to like your like your close male friend about it or something like that. But yeah, that's what helped me. And then obviously after that, I did find a female partner, but that's when I was actually feeling a lot better. But I wasn't 100% healed at this time. I was like
Yeah,
90, 95. But
yeah,
yeah, since finding her, everything got better as well from there, because at first I was very scared to have, any kind of sexual intercourse, just because of,
I feel you.
yeah, because of what I thought triggered it in the beginning.
Yeah,
So I was very, very like, I was very, very wary of that. But actually going ahead and yeah, like, closing the deal, we should say, like, it was fine, and
yeah,
I felt a lot better after. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought. But I was still keeping up all of the practices, and then I also incorporated her in the practices. So I taught her about journaling, and that's helped her a lot.
yeah.
I used to do stretches with her as well. She's way more flexible than me, but we used to do like, pelvic stretches together, because women can do it too. So like, you just want to kind of incorporate what you do in like with other people that you care about, and just make sure you do it every day.
That's true, man. I think to close this topic out
Yeah.
of the podcast, I think that's very true. And I wanted to add something important that you guys, I think, would. I mentioned this one time on my other YouTube channel. Was when I went to one time to the urologist. There was two older men that both had prostate cancer, and I remember overhearing because they were talking about it, and they're older. They were healed from prostate cancer. They were just checking in with the doctor, and one of the things that they were doing was what they should have done in the past, which they mentioned. They were like, I wish I would have opened up more. I wish I would have talked or had somebody to talk to. And maybe you don't have that person. Maybe you don't have, but people like us here in the community, you're hearing us speak about it, right? Be open about it because it's better to be open about it. Do your research now before it's too late. And one of the things that I got from them was the fact that they had wished they were more open in regards to their issues before things turned into cancer or before they were got checked, right, because of man's pride, right, especially in their private parts. We get that. So you mentioning that, you saying, Ryan, that um opening up, sharing. I think a lot of it is also helps the mind, and I think that's very important. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
Something learned from people who are older, who have gone through this. If you're new to this, if you've been suffering for a while, maybe you learn something from myself. Maybe you learn something from Ryan. But do your research, right? Do your research. Try different things. Don't give up. There's a lot of men that have suffered, that still suffer, and eventually will continue to suffer. It's not just us. So, and you won't be the first, and you won't be the last. Just remember that. So, that ends this part of the discussion, Brian. I appreciate you. So now let's
Thank you.
move on to the other side. Since the last time we saw you here on the channel, you were doing different things, right?
Yeah.
But now you have started your own business, which I thought was really interesting, especially for people who are trying to do and grow. a lot of their social medias, their social media platforms. You're starting something up. I want to open the platform to you so you can have that floor and talk about what is it that you do and how you can help people out that are trying to grow in their content creation, their business, their coaching, all of that stuff.
Thank you. Well, first I need to put on my invisible business hat. So there you go.
Go
I'm
ahead, do your
now
thing.
I've now done so. So yeah, basically I have a social media management and content creation agency. So we help founders and coaches scale through the use of short form content, because short form content is pretty much taken over uh social media right now. So we help them basically come up with content ideas. So we give them a 30-day content calendar. We help them to create the content. So we either have like a done for you model where we come in and we shoot the content for them, or we have a done with you model, which is the model that we offer the most, because we actually want to work with people internationally as well when we do work with people internationally. So done with you works a lot better, because it's like we can send you the ideas, you create the videos and you send it back, and then we edit them and then we post it on your behalf. So we post it on your behalf to the four biggest platforms, being Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube.
Nice.
So
That's
that
that's
saves you, it saves you so much time. Like we do your captions, we do your hashtags, like we do everything for you as well. You know what I mean?
right. So basically, if you're having a business or you're doing some type of life coaching or any coaching in
Yeah.
general, instead of them worrying about your, the social media part where they could grow, they will concentrate just on their side of business, and you will take care of the managing of the platforms and helping them grow, right?
Yeah, because like being a coach, and this is the thing, like when I very first started out, I was just trying to kind of work with like all kind of businesses, and at the end
Mhm.
of the day, like you wanna pick a niche, you wanna specialize in that niche. You don't want to come across as like a jack of all trades and a master of none. So like the niche that I decided
Good one.
to,
I like that quote.
yeah, jack of all trades and a master of none. So the thank you, bro. So the niche I decided to go for was coaches, because I'm a super fan of personal development. If you can't tell already, behind me I have a
Give me one
bookshelf.
second. Give me 1 second.
All right, not to worry. But I'm gonna keep going, guys. So behind me, I have a
Yeah.
bookshelf that's literally full of books, right? So I'm all about personal development. So I actually love learning from coaches myself, right? And like mentors. So I have a lot of mentors. They might not be physical mentors, but they're mentors that I read, they're mentors that I watch on YouTube, because like for you to have mentors, like you don't necessarily have to have somebody that you physically know and that you spend a lot of time with. You can have like mentors that you watch on YouTube, or books that you
Right.
read. So yeah, basically I love that whole industry. I love that field, and I love teaching as well. So I've done a lot of talks myself, including at Halifax Flagship Bank, and that's actually like a bank in in the UK. And I've done well, I think you guys have got Halifax in America, maybe. I don't know, but it's over here anyway.
Heard
But
of
I
that, I
done
think.
yeah, but I done a talk there anyway, in London, basically helping young people transition into the entertainment industry and entrepreneurship. So, and I really, really enjoyed that, like it was very, very fulfilling, for me to actually coach people and for me to kind of give back. So I'm like, why not just focus on coaches? And obviously I want to launch my own community soon, on a
Mhm.
on a on a on a platform called school.com, which we're actually helping coaches to build a paid membership community on there. And then we're helping them scale through the content and the social media management. So whether you're an established coach or whether you're somebody that wants to get into coaching, then we're basically the go-to solution for that. And yeah, on that community that I build, I'll basically be teaching people about sales and marketing, because I have 12 years experience in that, in corporate sales and marketing. So I've worked for over 12 different companies, many startups, but also a Fortune 500 global company. And I was actually the one of the highest, well, at times the highest SDR on the team, which is a sales development representative, meaning like I was booking the most appointments and
Right.
stuff like that for the company. So I obviously know a thing or two about sales. All of my positions have been in sales. I've been a business development manager, I've been a sales manager, I've been a sales executive, I've been a recruitment consultant, I've been a senior delegate I went to bed late. But anyway, a senior delegate, events, sales specialist. You know, I've had literally like so many different roles
Yeah.
that I can't remember them all, but they're all in sales. But like some of the biggest roles is obviously like business development manager, and a sales manager.
Right. That's pretty cool. So, you said that you probably, well, you specialize more with people who are do coaching. Do you see
Yeah.
yourself in the future expanding into other things, or do you feel like that's going to be your niche for yourself for a while?
Well, no, like you know, I do want to help founders and coaches, but it will basically just be centered around that. So I don't want to completely be like, okay, like you know, we can't help
Mhm.
entrepreneurs with sales and marketing, you know, because we can, especially through the school community that I'm going to launch. You know, I could teach them through coaching, but when it comes to working with a specific client, you know, as me and you was,
Yeah.
you know, speaking about earlier, it's like different companies have different ways of marketing. So say for example, for a coach, stuff like this works really well. Like podcasts and you know, being a
Yeah.
personal brand works amazing. But if you're like a roofing company, for example, you know, like why would a roofing company really need a podcast? Like people are not going online and typing in roofing company, you know, podcasts on YouTube, like because they want their roof fixed or you know, they want a new roof. Do you know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
just got to think about, you know, like, you know, like the type of marketing that you're doing for your client. And that's
Mhm.
why if you specialize in one specific niche, then you know, like the sky is the limit. And at the end of the day, one thing that I am good at is building a personal brand because I built a personal brand within the entertainment industry that done numbers. You know, like you've seen a brand for
Yeah.
yourself across multiple platforms as well. And that's another thing that kind of gets my nerves going is when somebody says, "Oh, I'm a social media specialist." Because I've grown to 20,000 on TikTok. It's like, but there's 15-year-olds that are growing to 20,000, 40,000 on TikTok in a month because all they do is post memes every day.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you a specialist at all. Like what makes you a specialist is if you can grow on multiple brands, if you know how to, sorry, multiple platforms. If you know how to grow a brand across multiple platforms, then you can put your hand up and say something. But if you
Right.
just manage to attain how many thousands of followers on one platform, it doesn't make you a social media
Yeah.
specialist at all. It might make you a specialist at growing on TikTok or a specialist at growing on Instagram, but to call yourself a social media specialist is, you know, like quite a yeah, like quite a far
Kind of
stretch.
vague.
Yeah.
Kind of vague
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, you can just go off, blow off of one video or something that you post, and there are your numbers. You know what I mean? I think that's very important though. It's not just about numbers. It's about not just quantity, but it's about substance, right? So what you're bringing to the table, what I'm hearing is you're bringing substance to the
Yeah.
table because you have experience on the sales and the marketing. You have experience on growing your own personal brand. Was your YouTube channel was actually pretty successful. The
Yeah,
Aces
it was.
official
Yeah,
was
it
really
was.
good, and I'm glad you moved into this. I feel like a lot of people can benefit for this. But I have a
Thank
question for you. So if one person came to you and they said, "Hey, listen, maybe I don't want all of that you're offering, but I want some of it that you're offering." Are you open to that? Or are you opposed to it? How would you work around that? If
That's a
somebody
great
came
question.
to you and said,
Let's make this like, you know, like let's make this an hour because I know that it's gonna spill over 45 minutes, but that's fine. I got time for you. But
"It's okay."
yeah. So yeah, go on. Like what did you say? So like if somebody comes to me and then they say that they want help in you know,
If they
growing that
want
brand.
help in a certain in what so you specialize in different things when I mean to like social media and managing, right?
Yeah.
So what if they need only like a certain part um of what you're offering, right? Maybe just managing. Maybe they don't need just the
Yeah.
community, but maybe the managing part. Like
Yeah, we
would
can help.
you a custom like a make a
Yeah.
custom like package for them and things
Yeah.
of that nature?
Yeah, like a million percent. Of course we will. So basically, in a nutshell, with our content creation package, right? So we basically get people to join a 12-month growth partnership program with us.
Okay.
And the reason that I say 12 months and that I want to work with people for 12 months isn't because I want to sign you into a 12-month contract. It's just because it literally takes time to build a brand online. You're not gonna, you know, from 30 videos in a month, like build a brand. Like as you even know for yourself, Carlos, like it takes longer than that, you know.
Oh
So
yeah,
like
man.
there's no point, there's literally no point. Like if you're looking just for a quick win, like you know, go somewhere else and be prepared to
Yeah.
be ripped off too. Because anyone that's trying to sell you a quick win in this industry, they're just here to take your money, right?
Right.
It takes time. It takes time and energy and focus, right? So Yeah, literally, because even within the first month, right? If you're starting out on social media, within the first month, even YouTube doesn't fully know your audience. Like the first month that I tried to look at my
Uh,
statistics on YouTube, YouTube is like, come back and check in a few days. It's been a month, bro. Like chill, So
yeah,
it's like, bro, like these social media platforms, like they need time to understand your audience. You're not gonna get
the
much metrics.
algorithm.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the right metrics from like a month, 2 months, 3 months work, or even 6 months work. It takes at least a year of
Yeah,
solid, showing up every day and putting out content for you to really get like, a full scope of what's going on. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? So yeah, it's a 12-month growth partnership program. We have two different packages. So we have a content creation package, which is 30 videos, right? 30 videos at 895 a month. So that's £895. The cost can be covered through us creating you that school community because we're looking to drive traffic to the school community. If you charge $97 a month for it, say for example, then you've pretty much covered the cost in like 8 clients, like eight
right.
eight clients, and you've covered the cost of like 895,
Yeah.
so, and you're still making like a little bit of profit. So yeah, that's basically like the first package. And then the second one is content creation and social media management. So we actually offer a bundle deal with this as well. So you can get your 30 videos and you can get social media management worth £495 for the four platforms for only £1,195. So for £1,195, you can get your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, and your X managed with your 30 videos and a content calendar, right? And a content calendar that we give you
Yeah.
for free, a 30-day content calendar. And we do the captions, the hashtags, and we post on your behalf. And we send you a weekly report of your analytics every Friday as well. So every Friday,
Oh, that's
you'll get a
cool.
weekly analytic report, and we give you your own dedicated account manager. So we add you to a community on sorry. So we add you to a private group on Slack or on WhatsApp, and then that's how we communicate with you. So you're essentially getting 24/7 support as well. But we make you an admin on the software platform that we use, so you can literally just approve posts, or if you want any posts modified, you can just ask for it to be modified on the platform. So there's no like back and forth calls or emails. Like everything is done on the platform when it comes to the management, and then we send you your report within the like within the group that you belong to on WhatsApp or Slack.
I really like that business, especially for people who take the coaching, or anything along those lines very serious, and they want to grow.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very helpful because I wish I would have had some type of help when I was coming up and I was trying to grow up in my YouTube channel, trying to like grow and trying to figure out ways to do things. Of course, my realm of my YouTube channel is a different perspective and different audience that I reach. But I feel like if I had a business, that would be great because I don't think people understand the how time consuming social media and marketing yourself is. Like it's so time consuming.
Bro, I've
Making
had
this
like
video,
10-hour days where I'm just editing content, bro.
bro, making this video takes time. Then you gotta edit it, then you gotta post it, then you gotta do the thumbnail. Just on a video can take hours, right?
Bro,
Now
on YouTube
imagine doing
alone, you've
that
got
on
to
all
then
the
do
side.
the market research as well, like using the tools as you said, like
Yep,
TubeBuddy, vidIQ. You
TubeBuddy,
got to do like hashtag research. Oh my lord, you got
right?
to do title research. You got to do description research. Oh
Yeah.
my lord, like people don't know the half. But yeah, go ahead.
No, it's a grind, bro. It's a grind. And what you're doing is, saving people time. That's what
Yeah,
you're doing.
time
They're
and
paying
hassle.
for time. That's what they're doing. They're paying for time. You concentrate on your business and I will help you grow on this side. You don't have to worry about this. I got this on my end and my team, and then you can do this on your end with your team, and eventually you'll all work together because right, they will feed off each other.
And it's always adapting. Like social media is always changing. Like what happened
Right.
last year, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen this year. Like as you see now,
Correct.
right, when it comes to videos, right, short form videos, right, like that's obviously what's working the best. But it's not like just, oh, let me sit in front of my camera and speak for 30 seconds to a minute and then post it and hope people see it. People are swiping straight past that. If you don't have the transitions that most videos have now, like the zoom in, zoom out effects, and like like the subtitles that pop out in your
Yeah.
face and all the different colors, people are skipping straight past your video. If you don't
Yeah.
have a strong hook, that's another thing. People don't even know about hooks.
The
People don't even know
hooks.
about
Yeah.
having
The,
a
the
strong.
first 5 seconds, 5, 10
No,
seconds.
but look, like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like people don't know this, right? So this is exactly what we help people with, right? Because you could be saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, social media doesn't work for me. I've been posting videos. you know, 2, 3 times a day for a month and nothing's happened. I come and I check your videos, they're not even engaging. You don't have the modern edits on them, you know, like you have like no transitions, you have no you know, eye-catching subtitles. Of course
Right.
people are going to skip straight past it
Yeah.
when every other content creator is basically adapting to the new style, and you're still making videos that are bland and boring. Of course people are
Mm.
going to skip past it. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
just that this is what's working right now. Do you know what I mean? And you need to keep up with the time. So we help you with that, and we actually help analyze your analytics too, because even analytics needs to be
Yeah.
analyzed, right? You can't just look at your analytics and be like, okay, I've grown in this area. Like you need to know like what audience is tapping into you. Okay, this is how much percentage of females are tapping into me. This is how much percentage of males are you know,
Yeah.
tapping into the brand. This is, you know, where my audience are. Like people might not be interested in your product in the US, and you might live in the US. They might mainly be interested in your product in the UK. Why are you going to keep shooting out content targeting at people in the US when you have a whole bunch of people in the UK that love your content and that want to buy from you? So there's so much different things that go into it, and that, you know, you have to look at. And I think that a lot of sorry, not even of business owners, but a lot of entrepreneurs and like just general people, they don't understand, as you said, the fundamentals that really go into growing the brand in social media. There's so much to it, man.
Yeah, man, it's a big game. Adding to the time concept, I think you explained that very well. The fact that like there's so many little things that go into just posting a video, right?
And that's just on one platform. I
That's
just
not
spoke
one
about YouTube. I
exactly.
didn't talk about Instagram. I didn't talk about TikTok. I didn't talk about X. Like, you know, like all of these platforms, like they work differently, and they have different
Right.
ways that you have to post the content. They have different ways that you know, have to format the content. You know, like they
Yeah.
all have their own different ways, and you have to learn this stuff. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's what we do. Like I've been on social media since the age of 15, you know, growing a brand. You know, like that brand
Right.
didn't happen overnight. So I've been doing this like day in, day out for like how many years now? I'm 27. So, you know, you guys do the math. So pretty much 12 years, you know, over
Yeah.
12 years. So yeah,
I feel you on that, man, and I think that's the catch. Like that's the important part. The fact that you are saving people a lot of time, and that time is very precious because if you don't understand just the game itself on one platform, imagine trying to understand 4 or 5 platforms on where you're trying to grow. That is so much. I mean, even now, I love doing what I do in the content creation, but all these things that you're telling me, I had to learn and research myself. I had to take so much hours out of my time to try to make little things happen, to make my content better, for things to stand out, like you said, right? Trying to find platforms that help me with little things and words that stand out because the people that you're competing with, this is so important. The people that you're competing with, it's people who do this full time, right? And obviously, you're not doing this full time, and you're not even doing it just full time, but you're probably half-assing it. So even that in itself is hard. I do this and I have a passion for it, and I'm not even doing as a great of a job as I wanted to, but it's because it's so time consuming. It's hard to have that constant motivation every single day. So it makes very much sense, very good sense, man. So
thank you.
um, I think it's something that would do good for a lot of people, a lot of businesses, and eventually, I'm sure you'll find your niche and you'll find your realm of things on what you will specialize in. And I think that that's going to be really good for you and for the people that you're helping. So,
Well,
anything else? Go ahead.
yeah, no. So look, like, you know, like it's definitely working with personal brands, and that's why I said, you know, like coaches. But you know, as you said, if I had to, you know, pick like another vertical as well alongside coaches, then it would just be, you know, like entrepreneurs, you know. So
Right.
entrepreneurs and coaches, but it's mainly on the personal brand side, like 100%, because I haven't got like, you know, super success stories like growing a you know, like an e-commerce brand online, for example, where I have to put out you know, videos of products. You know, I haven't got like a huge success of putting out videos of services, but what I have got a huge success in is building a personal brand where I was marketing myself in the entertainment industry, right? I was marketing myself and I was building a personal brand and a personal persona, right? That's where I do have like a lot of experience and like a great track record and, you know, great success in. So that's basically, and that's my USP. You know, like my unique selling point is, look, unlike other agencies out here that are offering this service, have any of them grown a personal brand? Like 9 times out of 10, it's no. Like, they've got an agency that's trying to help other people grow personal brands, but they haven't even grown a personal brand themselves. You can't find anything of them online. You just see their company, So I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like anyone can kind of do that. But
Yeah.
when it comes to working with the right person, then actually choosing to work alongside us is, you're actually getting the experience from me, from somebody that's actually done it, and from somebody that's doing it again. I'm
Right.
doing it again, and I've already hit 50K views in a month for my YouTube channel, right? And I've
Right.
just started out. I've literally
Yeah.
just started out, right?
That's beautiful.
And even on
That's
TikTok,
beautiful.
like one of the videos went viral. It done like 54,000 views, and it was only like 3 or 4 days, like 3 or 4 days in. Do you know what I mean? So from somebody that has the experience, that's done it before, and that's currently doing it again, like why would you not work with me?
Right. Or at least give you a shot so you can have a conversation and then see why you can help them out.
Yeah, and look, like, and that's why at the moment what our offer is building people a school community, because we actually set that up for free for them, and then at
Mhm.
least they have like a monthly recurring revenue. Like that's what we're helping them with, because as soon as they actually get a paid member on board, like as long as they retain that member, which school helps you do because it has different like activities on the platform, and like like leaderboards and stuff like that, where people can level up within your community. It keeps your audience retained on the platform anyway, because they've got the infrastructure on there to do that, right? So as I said, all it takes is a certain amount of paid memberships, right? For your community, in order for you to basically pay and cover the cost for our service
Right.
on a month by month basis and still profit. So like we're not like other agencies that come in that want to be your growth partner, that know that you're gonna make signups, and that is like, okay, we're gonna take 50% from you, right? So we're going to help you, but we're going to take 50% from every single, sign up that you make, because that is what a lot of growth partners are doing. And they're making crazy money from that, right? Because they know
Yeah.
that by posting content, every day, especially the right content, and marketing yourself in the right way, you will get signups. So what we're going to do is we're just going to help them do that, and then we're just going to take 50% off of that effort, and then plus all of the other effort that they're doing behind the scenes that we're not helping them with. Whereas
Right.
we don't do that. We don't do that at all. Like, we basically charge you a certain fee per month, and that's on the low end too. Like that is with a percentage off as well, by the way. It's
Right.
usually a lot more. Usually it's like 1495, like for the 30 videos, but like we're doing 40% off, at the moment at 895, right? So yeah, bro. And sorry, what was I gonna say? Yeah, and we help people join your community, and anything else that you make over that is all yours. So yeah, it's all yours from the start to begin with. But
Right.
obviously we want to make sure that you're breaking even, and that you're turning out like a ROI, like you actually are getting a return on investment. And that's why, like we plug the numbers like this, because 895 is quite it's not the most expensive, but like it's quite affordable to like most people that are serious anyway, especially if you have a 9 to 5 as
Serious.
well
Yeah.
and you have money saved up. I'm pretty sure you have 895 that you can invest into this, like, and yeah, see your business grow.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing that, bro. I think I personally, and this is no bias, I really I like that concept.
Thank you,
I
bro.
like that so much because if I feel like if I had something along those lines that I needed your help with in that realm, I would be really interested. You know what I mean? Because
And
I
go
won't
ahead.
have want to concentrate like my business and my time on something else except the social media part.
And bro, look, like that's what it is as well. Why I'm only picking one vertical is not just because picking a niche helps you to, get to your desired outcome the fastest, but also because people in different industries might not have the best offer, or like it might not be super trackable. Let's say for example you're a restaurant, right? Like
Mhm.
how can you tell like who's coming in, from your marketing efforts? Like you can't really track that. Obviously if you get like an influx of customers, since you've been doing marketing, then I guess like it's the marketing that's doing it, right? But you can't really track that people have come from your social media platform unless they have a certain code that they tell you, and then they get a discount, or they say, hey, I found you on Instagram and I came in to eat from you. You're not really going to be able to tell. So it's not the
Right.
most trackable. But with this, we can help you create that offer that people want. And we can help you basically make residual income every month by having that paid community. So we help you create an offer, because it depends on the offer. Like some coaches, like they could be doing well with like one-to-one consultations, right? Like off
Mhm.
of the platform, like off of social media, like just by meeting people in person and referrals and stuff. But does that mean that that's going to sell on social media? Like not like not necessarily. So we help you come up with that offer, right? And that's pretty
Right.
much why we're pushing the school community alongside the content creation and social media management.
Perfect, man. That explained it very well, bro. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That was very thorough.
Thank
Where can people find you so people can
Hey
uh
guys, so yeah, you guys can find me below in the description. I know he's gonna put my links there, but it's
I got you.
but it's Ryan Lord official, RyanLord, like the Lord in the sky, and
Okay.
then official on social media. So make sure you follow my Instagram and my YouTube channel as well, which he'll also plug in the description. Make sure you subscribe to that, and yeah, like if you want any help in that regard, then reach out to me. I'm more than happy to have a discovery call with you.
I appreciate you, man. First of all, thank you for being on again and sharing your experience with your issues and
Thank you.
your personal life. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that out to the world. You will help a lot of men and women who are looking help for their spouses or sons or fathers. You never know.
yeah.
And also, thank you for sharing your business and what you're doing with your business, man. I found it really cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for taking your time, brother. That means a lot, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show as well. And I appreciate everyone for staying to the end too. Make sure that you hit the like button on this video, you hit the
I
subscribe
appreciate
button on
it.
King Carlos the First's channel, and you come over to my channel and you subscribe and you follow me on social media platforms as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Don't forget what he just said. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on the bell so you can get
And share
notifications
the video
whenever.
too. Like if you
wh-
found it helpful, if you know other people that wanna, get help in this
Right.
area, share the video.
Share the video. Don't forget if you ever need us, you can find us on social media. You can find Ryan on social media. I'll leave all the links to the descriptions below on my channel. So you can just head over to his channel and show him some love. You can reach out to him as well. And then for the everybody who has been listening through the audio platforms, I appreciate you guys. So don't forget you can subscribe through the audio platforms. And if you want to watch live or you want to watch the videos, for the visuals, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thank you guys for listening. See you guys next time on another episode of the Carlos Granado podcast. And take it easy, guys. Deuce.